Hey, welcome back to Mark's Garage channel. Today's mission is to get the transmission attached to that motor. I've struggled with it before with the pilot bearing falling out, the transmission not lining up with the donor bell housing I bought, and now I'm going to try it all over again because I got the right parts. But first, I got to clean out the garage. This Jeep here is my son's. It's got a bad universal joint and a mismatched, what's that part? Yoke. Because it's an 825 Chrysler rear end and not the stock Jeep rear end that came with it. But anyways, I'm going to shuffle some cars around and get this out of the garage, move the cab, and get to work. So you can see I got the bearing in there. I tapped it in with the socket and an extension and went in real easy, which is not good, I guess, because now I take my alignment tool just as a test, and watch this. If I can do this with two hands. So there's the alignment tool stuck in the bearing. That would be, you know, when I put the clutch in, and then I pull it out, and what comes with it? The bearing. So that's not good. So I guess the bearing's supposed to be maybe 10 thousandths bigger or something. I don't know. But what my solution is, I'm going to put a little either RTV or maybe some JB weld on the outside of that bearing and basically glue it in there so it doesn't come out with the alignment tool when I put the clutch in. Let's see how that goes. Okay, so what I ended up doing is I had some crazy glue or super glue laying around, and I super glued around the bush bearing just before I pushed it in. You can see how shiny where is it? See, is that focus? So how shiny it is. That's all super glue around the bearing. And hopefully that holds on. And what I also did is I took the alignment tool there and I sanded the tip just so it slides in and out of the bearing a lot easier, because what it was doing is pulling the bearing with it when it came out. So I'm going to give that a few more minutes to set up in there, and then I'm going to try the alignment tool. If the alignment tool doesn't pull it out, I'm going to go forward putting the clutch in. Okay, it took about 30 minutes, got the pressure plate and the clutch back in, and then you look way back there, the pilot bearing's in place. It came out, the tool came out, the bearing stayed behind, which is exactly what I wanted. So now I'm going to get the transmission rigged up on the sling on the engine hoist. I'll try to lower it into the right place right there. Okay, I'm really close to getting this in. It looks like probably just that little tip on the end of the shaft is not going into the pilot bearing. So I probably just got to wiggle a little bit more. I tried lifting it with I got the floor jack under it. I've got the lift over it. I think I just got to get them both loose and kind of move it myself with muscle just to find that little hole and get it in there and give it a good shove, and it'll go right in. So I'm going to keep at that. I don't know if there's any point in me recording it. It's probably really boring to watch me trying to wiggle that thing. So I'm just going to shut this off for now. All right. Yeah, it just took a little more wiggling and loosening and tightening. And now I got, 4 bolts are started. I'm about a 1/4 inch from being, completely sealed. I'm thinking as I pull these bolts in, tighten the bolts, it'll draw the housing in. So I'm just going to go around and tighten. There's 2 on the top that screw into the bell housing, and there's 2 on the back that are threaded in, go the opposite direction and they screw into the transmission itself. So it's just a matter of tightening these bolts, which are kind of tricky to get at now that I realize where they are. I don't know how they got that out. Must have been with a wrench, obviously. And just get that tightened up. Maybe I'll shut this video off while I'm doing this, so it's not boring you to tears. Hopefully that shut it off. I'll get underneath with the ratchet and tighten it up from underneath. The socket might be a little bit easier. No, it didn't turn off, so there it is. The transmission was installed. 4 bolts tightened down. I don't know the torque spec or anything like that, and even if I did, I don't think I can get a torque wrench onto that bolt because of the closeness to the piece behind it. But the next step is, this is the, I don't know what it's called, I think it's a bearing support or a universal joint support, but it's basically it's the connection between the torque tube, universal joint, and the transmission. So I just got to connect those pieces up. I have them all right here. They're filthy. I probably should have degreased them a long time ago and then painted them, but I'll do that today maybe, or at least start the degreasing today. I just want to point this out. I'll edit this back into the thing. This is some kind of seal here that's broken. There's a little piece of it back in there, but it was broken before I started trying to pick it out. So I gotta get online and see how to replace that. And then I noticed here there's a bolt that seems it was sheared off. I'll set to see about getting that out, extracting that somehow. So still got a lot of work to do before this last connection's made. Okay, let's wrap up this video with me saying thanks for watching, and I really appreciate it. A lot of people send me a lot of tips on things I'm missing and things I should do, and I really appreciate it. Remember, I'm not an expert at any of this stuff. I'm just learning by watching other guys on YouTube.